Hey lovers, it's your girl Diva. I know you guys are hearing from me quite a lot more often as we are social distancing, and maybe it's because of the ability for us to have more freed up time. I'm not sure, but you're on your work break, you're working from home, you have a moment, you need to listen into this, and if you don't catch it while it is live, then feel free to share it with someone. So later on when you hear it, it's going to be up live 24/7, stays up on the podcast platforms. Thank you for Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, YouTube, and the additional platforms, right? So with that out the way, let's say this. I get it. I know, I'm from Texas and we do everything BEG. I don't like to say I'm from Texas in a loose way because I am proud to be from Texas. I love my hometown. I love my home state, and I'm also very aware. Very, very aware. I was born and raised in Austin, Texas. I only left Texas 5 years ago. I'm here in Colorado now. So it's only been, 5 years of life away from there. So I know it better than anyone, and I'm 46. You get it? So I know and understand that land better than most people who have just kind of just dropped in there by way of the military. So I think mainly my conversation is for those who kind of started living there by way of the military, and you don't really understand what you're talking about. You don't really understand what you're dealing with. A lot has been suppressed. A lot has been pushed under the rug. A lot has been more hidden. So you have no idea what living in that state really means, especially when you are a Black American. So I am not going to sugarcoat on this podcast. And if you cannot handle the sensitive nature of the truth on this podcast, you do need to go ahead and leave. So for those who are continuing to stay, there was a post up and it was said Dallas County is saying stay at home, and it had the little Bugs Bunny, and it was like, okay, Dallas says stay at home after whatever amount of time, that whatever time frame the curfew is, and the little Bugs Bunny is holding a little gun belt, and it says or what, and Black Americans are sharing that around. You don't want them problems. This is coming from D. I fear nothing but God. I am not telling you this from a standpoint of fear. And I am not trying to put fear in you. I am trying to put knowledge and common sense in you. You don't want those problems. Let me just give you an example of some of the things that you don't understand. A lot of you are upset and kind of not liking the fact that they're saying you can now only have 10 or less people in an area. That's the guidelines that was set down from the head up, right, of the United States. So they say no less than 10 people, 10 or less people cannot be gathered together. I was doing a bike ride in memory of our soldiers, and I was doing, first I had the first annual one, and then I tried to put another one together. The first annual, I had a lot of help, and the individual was able to get all the permissions that I needed. After, when I decided to do the next annual one, that individual had been killed on his bike. So I was trying to meet with all the officials to get their approval. As I went to go get the approval from the officials, one of the chiefs had told me of one of the police departments. He was like, yeah, you have to pay this, little fee. It's very little. It doesn't cost much. You need to always get this, what's the term I'm trying to use? Someone put it up in the comments later if you know what I'm talking about. Permit is I think is what I want to say. You need to have a permit. And he said because there's one little law that exists in Texas that people don't realize that this law is always in effect. And he said that this particular law stands for when you have 10 or more people. Now, this is me about 2010, 2011, trying to put this event together, right? And he says, yeah, this law is in place that you have to have a permit when you have 10 or more people, right? Gathering together at one time. And so I was like, oh, really? I didn't know that. He said, well, most officers are not going to, most officers don't put this into place. But yes, that's always been a thing. So you have to have this permit when you have 10 or more people. It's just, who has time to go around implementing those kind of things when people are always holding barbecues and etc. He said, but then you have your few with nothing to do that will go out there and reinforce this and say, where's your permit? So I'm saying this to tell you that the national crisis is not, they didn't need the national crisis to stop you from your barbecues and your hangouts. They always had the power to stop you because that law has never been erased. Not one voter, not one lawmaker, not one constituent, not no one has ever tried to come into Texas and put something together to remove that law. So that law is always in place in Texas, right? So because of that, he was like, just get the permit. As soon as he's told me, I'm one of those, I'm here to obey the authorities. To do anything less than that is you want problems. So I'm seeing some people saying that, or what? And I'm thinking, you like problems. You like drama. I don't like drama. I want peace at all times. I have my reasons. I'm going to share those reasons with you guys. I keep saying that every little chat, and I never get to it. So I'm going to try to remember to do it on this one. But I have my reasons why I don't fuck with racists like that. Okay? And it's not fear at all. It's because the kind of problems that they implement into a Black American's life is not worth the long-term years of drama trying to get those problems off your back. Be a big bad all you want, but don't try to invite those problems in your life. You don't want those kind of problems. When you combine a racist with the sense, with permission and authority and a uniform and the ability to go around and implement things because now he has the open power to do so without making up excuses and lies as to why he's doing so, that's problems you don't want. We have many, many good men and women in uniform, but you have to look at the reality that there are racists in uniform. There are racists in your office. There are racists at your call center. There are racists managing grocery stores. They are always trickling through one community to the next. So don't create those kind of problems with your or what. Your or what stands as a threat. And you don't want to be considered a threat. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Be a big badass. Ain't nobody taking that away from you. But you better punch your own ass in your own house. You better punch a pillow. You do not want them kind of problems. So if they told you to stay at home and they told you to get off them streets if you're a non-essential worker and they told you don't be out past this time, I'm a Texan in Colorado telling you, you better listen to what they are telling you to do. You don't want them problems. What are you trying to invite that into your life for? You don't need that kind of drama. You've never lived it. I have. You've never lived it, so you don't understand it. You're talking big and badass, and you never so much as been in an interrogation room. So you don't know what you're talking about. You watch your first 48 in live PD, and you think you big and bad. And you need to cut it out because you don't want none of what you think you're asking for. A racist in uniform is the worst thing that you can ever encounter. Been there, done that. You don't want to take on those kind of problems. So, and I'm going to share some stories on that, and I'll get to that in a minute. But putting up the or what as an adult, when you have young people on your Facebook watching you, that doesn't do anything but encourage them to be a bigger idiot than you are. Don't be that person. I say it in love. I am going to call a thing. I don't know why the hell you guys get upset because I am not going to sugarcoat the sugar in coffee. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. This is something that I do not do. And I don't even put sugar in my coffee. I like almonds, milk and honey. So, you know what I'm saying? But, like, you guys get where I'm coming from. Like, I'm not going to sit back and let you do something that self-destructive because my people perish for lack of knowledge. You have a gun, right? You registered. Is that what you're telling me? You're packing and I'm not going to be Botham John. Is that what you're telling me? Stop being a dumbass. Not one piece of weapon that you own in your home will overpower what that racist in uniform could bring to your front door for you threatening his life or his officer's life over what you not going to do. I love you. I am not trying to scare you. I am just trying to tell you that there is a more peaceful route in life and you don't need those kind of problems. I'm not telling you you're not a badass. Hell, I dare you to come try to slap me. I might even give you the opportunity to slap me just so you could feel bad rather than send you out there to fuck with one of them. Like, I'll just go in and let you slap. I'm going to beat your ass up. But I'm going to let you slap me just so you can get that out your system to prove your point. But you get where I'm coming from? Because you don't want them kind of problems. You never been there, so you don't have any idea. That's why you're talking like that. I can always tell when people are posting and they've never lived anything. They haven't done it. So they don't know what they're talking about. But when you've lived it and you know what comes from it, you are not going to invite them kind of problems in your life. At all. You will learn to curb your mouth. You will learn to curb what you put out. Yes, you see me put up a lot. I can't help that I'm a Texan at the end of every day. You know, some of y'all just moved into the state talking bad. No, I'm born and raised there. So yes, a natural Texan has no fear of anything. You know, I think that Godzilla could come and be like, move, and you're going to be like, bitch, if you don't go sit down. You know, like a Texan, that's, you know, natural Texans, we don't fear anything. But the persons that you just came to our state, you better sit down somewhere. But even in our lack of fear, we always respect the authorities because we have long since seen what has happened to either ourselves, our family members. When your family member has been beat the up by racist cops, you will not react the same way. Been there, done that. Some of y'all haven't lived no life. When you have been locked up because you had an altercation with what you thought was a security guard who responded with all of his officer friends because he was actually an off-duty officer and he came with 10 of them and you got into it with all of them and sat in jail from it? Me. Been there, done that. You don't want the problems of a racist in uniform. So don't teach my young people that. I can't see Black American young people, those are my people. Older people, do what you want. Y'all still stupid with side chicks. I don't really care about you like that. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all be doing some things where y'all think y'all so invincible, right? So since you're so invincible, it's hard to get through to you. But the young people that are going to take care of me, they are our future. They are the ones that are going to make our world what it's going to be. So stop sending them out there with the stupid and the dumb. Like, every time I see stupid and dumb get posted, I'm going to come up here on my podcast and tell my young people, don't you listen to that. Stay at home. What's wrong with your home? Is it dirty? Get up and clean. But what's the problem? Like, why are y'all having so many issues with staying at home? You can walk around your house. You can walk a mile around your neighborhood. You can stay within perimeters. Read the details in what your particular county or your particular mayor is asking, right? So go make sure you're following your governor in your state. Go into the small print. Read. Everything's not going to be on a video, and stop getting mad at reporters. They can't verbatim 247 pages of a stimulus package to you. You need to open up the dang on package and read the details yourself. You understand? So you guys need to read the fine print. And the fine print may tell you in your homeowners association neighborhood, they may say you guys can go within a mile when it's, if you're an essential worker, you could do this. A non-essential worker, you could do this. These are the curfew hours, and just abide within those. You guys were never supposed to be making noise after 10 p.m. anyway. I'm from Texas. You get where I'm coming from? Like that, yes. Yo, so what? You're cool with the officer that comes by and does the patrol and he doesn't say anything to you? Boo. That doesn't mean that was never against the law. They have laws that you better open up and read them. Sitting in Texas and don't know what you're dealing with. You don't know when you're gonna, because they are sneaking and cross in so many different communities. You have no idea when there's a racist in uniform. He's smiling and looking at you just like the chick sitting next to you at your job is. Can't stand your black skin for anything. So stop being dumb. A smile doesn't mean that they're not about that life, about that KKK white supremacist life. Okay? So because of that, you need to be more wiser than that. Abide by the rules. You don't have to be a badass. When this is all over, I'm going to meet up with you and I'm going to let you slap the shit out of me. I'm going to beat your ass after, but I promise I'm going to let you slap me so that you can just get it out your system to prove to the world that you're a badass. It's cool. I get it. You have that need, but don't ask for those problems and don't teach my young people that dumb stuff. Don't do it. I don't like young people learning dumb stuff. I didn't raise children to be on dumb stuff, and the children that they were friends with, I didn't encourage dumb stuff. I'm always checking them when I hear things that are out of line. I do that to my grandchildren. I do that to the children that my children know. I do that to the young adults that my children are now, to the young adults that they know. That's me always, 24/7. I can't stand stupid. I didn't raise my children with stupid, and I don't like to see other people teach children and young people stupid. So, you want to be stupid? Go in the house and hit yourself upside the head. Do that on your own. Don't teach young people that. I have no time to come on here and be nice all the time with the things that I am seeing in this national crisis, because so many of you are so used to your life being so free that you have no idea what it means for things to get cut off. You've never been behind bars. You've never lived any life other than doing what you want to do. So you don't understand it. Mine is a book, a movie, a masterpiece. Like, my life has seen so many things that I just react differently. I have no desire to not say something because, girl, you don't say that, people gonna stop being your friend. Fuck. Like, I live life like all of my great friends know that. If you suddenly don't like something that I say and you stop speaking to me, my perception is that you didn't like me anyway. And you just kind of hung around until you finally realized it. And you weren't going to stick around anyway, so deuces. Because I'm always here. I'm always unconditionally loving you guys. I'm always meeting people where they are. I'm always here for you. But I'm not going to sugarcoat or say things to make you comfortable when the truth has to be said. I'm just not that person. Cool? All right, that's all we have to say on that. So I hope that you guys are understanding that, or what attitude. You better sit that down somewhere. You better just, go watch Black Lightning. You need something to do? Write a book. Write your life story. You have one too. Write your mama's story. Write the side dude that your mama got on the side story. It don't really matter what you do. You need to find something productive to do in this time. Those are all jokes. I know your mama doesn't have a side dude. She has a side chick. Joking. But seriously, you guys, like, y'all need to really, really find something to do with your time other than put that kind of garbage out. Don't do that. Telling people this is a fake virus, stop doing that. Grow up. Grow up. Grow up. And people that hear things like that, stop. Be a critical thinker. Do your own research. Be a critical thinker. If you don't believe any of the things that I told you about the laws in Texas, go get off this podcast, leave, bye, shoo, fly. Go research it yourself. Okay? That's it. Be a critical thinker. I love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. And I'll keep you posted on the things that I find as I've been doing. And I'm going to come back on here. What are you guys thinking about the Mass Chronicles? Give me some feedback. Those are fun. And they'll last the duration of this isolation, right? All right, time for us to be productive for today. Do something today that makes you happy. Okay? Love you guys.